Welcome back to the new Weekly Freak. This week we're going to talk about yesterday because don't we all do that? You know, we keep talking about yesterday and a year ago and a month ago and all that. So let's just keep it by yesterday. Why are we talking about yesterday? Because I tell you what, you have nothing to do with yesterday. You are not yesterday. You are not who you were yesterday. You changed so much. You learned so much. So instead of thinking that, you know, I am the same person like yesterday, I invite you to say, you know what? I'm not yesterday anymore. I changed so much. However, I'm going to build on yesterday. That's a different thing, you know, because you learned a lot, and yesterday you learned so much. You're building today, right now, on what you learned yesterday, but not who you were yesterday or who you are, because you're thinking you're still yesterday. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to stop talking about yesterday in ways of, especially in ways of how, you know, the bad stuff or the hard stuff happened yesterday. It's not there anymore. That was yesterday. And also, you know, all these bad situations or hardships in life, that's not even you. You know, who you are is actually your inner you. So not only are you not yesterday anymore, but also you had nothing to do with yesterday, because who you really are is your inner essence, you know. And life is simply an experience. It's simply an essence that you experience, really. So when you build on what you learned yesterday, that's super smart, because you learned a lot yesterday. You learned about good stuff, you learned about hardship, you learned about bad stuff, you learned about what you want and what you don't want, and the changes that you'd like to see. And that's all learning, and you're building your now onto that. That's potent. That's super duper potent. And to just realize that you are not yesterday, you have nothing to do with yesterday, and you certainly don't want to relive yesterday or take over from yesterday into today what's not even real anymore. So instead, just build on yesterday. Build on what you learned yesterday. In reality, if you think about it, it's like you're going to school, you know, and they always tell you, well, you learned that yesterday. Build your new learning onto that, right? You're learning the alphabet, you're learning a language, you're learning math. You don't really want to keep going back, you know. You look back and you're like, oh, I learned that, the way to do that, but now I know better, you know. So I'm building on what I learned, and I'm gonna find another fast trick to do it or something like that. So, and that's really the same for you too. And especially the negative, especially the hardships, especially anything that did not feel good to you and that still does not feel good to you, leave that behind. Find another way. You learned yesterday that it didn't feel good for you, or you didn't like what somebody said or did or whatnot. You learned that, right? Well, build today on that. I know now that this is not how I want it. This is not what I like. Moving forward, well, what would I do like? And then focus on that, you know, and then be that for today, for right now, you know. But realize that actually you are this inner essence, this pure positive energy. That's really who you are, meaning that you're not even all these experiences, you know, that you have in life. You are this inner, pure, positive, energetic essence experiencing life, and for real, have nothing to do with yesterday. So who are you right now? What are you building on right now? And how are you gonna move forward as such? And then also really just celebrate that pure positive energy that you really are, in which everything is always just fine the way it is, because you're learning from that and you're moving through that. And I mean, that's living a great life, you know. And it's not in denial, because you know exactly, you're aware, you're really, really aware of everything, but you're choosing to come from your pure positive space, and you're also choosing to look at life as a learning, you know, journey, and you're constantly building onto what you just learned without taking it constantly with you, redoing it again, reliving it again, and re-manifesting it again, and also re-feeling it again, especially the stuff that's not feeling so good. I mean, the joyous parts, please re-feel and redo. Take them with you as you go. That's really, really cool, because that's how you stay in a high for life frequency, and that's truly where living a great life really is sitting, and everyone wants happiness, everyone wants a great life, and everyone wants to live a passionate life and a positive life. So there you have it. You are not yesterday. Moving forward, who are you newly, and what are you building on? I'm wishing you an insightful new week, and I'll talk to you next week. You can find me at FreakyHealer.com. I'm Jacqueline, your host. Thank you.